Welcome to the Dissertation Power Hour. And this is called the Maintaining Lines of Communication. In other words, I want to show you the existing resources for our dissertation students. We have a ton of stuff online already, and for you guys that don't know me, I'm like the video king of Alliant. I've been making videos here for a long time, over 10 years, and I have them host, most of the important ones I have hosted through our Alliant Moodle somewhere. Okay. It's brought to you by the Academic Success Center. That's the name of our tutoring center these days. And my name is Richard Gardner. And I'm not a doctor, I'm just a master. So if you need to call me anything, just call me Rich.
I want to call you Professor.
You can call me Professor Jing Min. Thank you. You can call me Rich. I don't mind. Okay, so I like to start these things off with the magic wand. The dissertation process is what's a good word? Lengthy, stressful, tantamount. It is a student's ultimate piece of academic work in the 20-25 years of their schooling. So it should be the absolute best thing that they put out. And we're here to help. And the time thing is important to me personally, because I deal with a lot of students that are what we call ABD, all but dissertation. They finished all their coursework, yet they've let 2 or 3 or 4 years go by, and they're running out of time. We don't want them to get to that situation. We're going to try to get the students and the people on their board, the professors on their board, to communicate a lot, find out where they are frequently, find out where they need help, where they need a little push, where they need a little cheerleading, something like that. But around here, for me, time is money. So the fastest possible, the better as possible. Finish your coursework, finish your dissertation, get your degree, go out there and make the world a better place. Period. Okay. So we're going to start with available resources that are already there. They're already here. And how you access them is from the Alliant Moodle front page. Down on the bottom left-hand side for faculty and students and staff alike is the quick links page, and we're down there under academic support and tutoring. I'm gonna give you the grand tour of everything too here on a live version. But practically everything we do can be accessed through this one link. Academic support and tutoring from the first page of My Alliant under the quick links, and it takes you to this page. Mm-hmm. This is us, right? This is the main page for academic support and tutoring. I will go over these other things over here, the Hawk tutoring rules, tutor appointments, that kind of stuff here in a minute or two. But let me start with the number one thing we get requests for are statistics, and more statistics. So, where to start? Now, I understand, number one complaint I hear from students is, they're psychologists. They want to be psychologists. They want to be business people. They want to be teachers. They're not mathematicians. They don't want to be treated like mathematicians. But, we do put out a lot of research. And research is basically statistics. Most of it is statistics. There is qualitative, but it's, statistics is the number one reason people contact me and my office here. So I'm going to show you what we currently have for advanced statistics support. Now, I'm just going to take you to our Moodle here. And again, if you can't see it, just stop me, because I'll talk forever if you let me. So from the Moodle page, to find any Hawk source, you simply scroll to the very bottom, and I have this tiny search courses box. and you type in Hawk, H-A-W-K, and you hit go, and then all the Hawk courses will come up. This first one is not the right one. Don't look at that one. I should probably do something about that. But like, here's Hawk 1, the basics. Here's Hawk 2. This covers t-test and all the ANOVA families. But this is the first semester of advanced statistics is the Hawk 2. And again, there's about 100 videos on how to do everything. A lot of it by hand. Some teachers still force our students to, do an ANOVA by hand, which is kind of lengthy in itself. But t-test and ANOVAs, how to do everything in Excel. A lot of SPSS video tutorials, how to write them up. APA formatting, etc., etc. And here's Hawk 3. That is the second half of advanced statistics, and that deals with your regression models. So multiple regressions, mediators, moderators, and some of the fancy high-end statistics, logistic regression, path analysis, structure equation modeling. But with these last two here, there might be a problem here because AMOS, for some reason, doesn't work the way it's supposed to. AMOS is a very hard to use statistical software program that's embedded in SPSS. So these last two, unless you got somebody that's just dying to do it, don't send them here. But it'll probably get fixed one of these days, even though I've been complaining about it for over a year. But again, path analysis, structure equation modeling, very rare. Don't worry about it overly much. And other things. So if you got students that are taking comp reviews coming up, we have reviews made by the students. I'm lucky enough to get some of the TAs as tutors down here, and they made all these wonderful materials. But that's only for those students that have to take the comps. And here's a dissertation toolbox. I'm going to show you that here later. Okay, but these are all of the Hawks. Oh, missed one. And the Hawk Writing Center. And this is where a lot of the APA stuff is. So let me jump back to my PowerPoint. Oops. We good? Can you guys see my PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Moving on. So these are all from the front page. All the links that I just showed you are from the front page. Let me show you that now. I'm going to go back to, we'll just go to My Alliant. Where are you? Right, here's the front web page. Go to My Alliant. And they should log in. And I apologize. I'm going to edit this stuff out. I didn't realize I had to go home for it. Computer. Okay. Well. Yes, stay signed in. Yes, please. Okay. So from My Alliant, right down here, the quick links. Academic support tutoring. This is where we're trying to get students to go to. Most students don't even know that these resources exist, but here's how you get to all of them. So here's the main page. Here's a snapshot of who to see on each campus. And we have a new online writing tutoring service. But again, I'm kind of leery. We're not supposed to let them out with the dissertation. We do not want students sending these guys 200 pages and say, please edit it. That's not what they're there for. And it will eat up our hours. So don't send your dissertation students to BrainFuse. But if you got regular students that need help on in something like a 5-page paper, this is perfect. And I'll go over that, touch on that briefly here in a second. But here's other resources. This is how to self-enroll in any of the Hawkline things, which I just showed you. And writing support. We have tutors down here in San Diego where walk-ins can come in and get tutoring support. And I'm not sure what it's like at other campuses, but that is a huge resources for our students, especially the second language learners. Okay. And then APA formatting, the do's and don'ts, all the APA stuff you could think of. And again, there's that one. Okay, so there's the front page for the Academic Support Center. This is a snapshot of all of our services at once. Don't worry about the tutoring rules, just don't break them. Tutoring appointments, and don't worry about that. Online brain views. Students can click here. They can go directly into Brain Fuse without having to log in. Brain Fuse is this little tiny link right here. I don't know why it's so little. But you click on that link, and it takes them right into Brain Fuse, and it uses their Alliant login, so they don't have to log in. So they have an automatic login system through that. And here's the cool thing. We made a video on how it works. Students have two options. They can work live time, like Google Docs. They can upload their paper, and the online tutor will type, it looks like you're mixing up your tenses here, or you're not pluralizing your nouns, something like that. And the students can ask questions, type, and the tutors will respond, type. That's version number one. It's live real-time tutoring. Second one is they have a 24-hour turnaround. You can submit your papers up to 5 pages in length, and then basically tell them what you wanted to look for, right? Like you want to say, did I cite this correctly, or how's my overall grammar, or something like that. And the tutor will put her comments on the side in the margins on one of those little text boxes and tell you exactly what her thoughts are, right, and how to change it up. And again, they're not editors. They are tutors. Now, we do have an online SPSS version, and it works. I'll be the first to say that it does work. It is not exactly what we call user-friendly. First of all, you have to let the Alliant the IT department, the help desk, you got to let them know that you want to be added to the online program. And what they do is they make an account for you using your Alliant login information. So when you go visit it, you can actually use it. So do that first. Contact the IT help desk. Tell them you want to use the online SPSS program. Once you do, watch this video, because the hardest part is getting a file from your computer up into the cloud, and that's what the SPSS is on. It's on a cloud. I pretend it's in Philadelphia. So that's not, it's hard. It took me about a week to finally figure it out. But I made a video step by step on how to do that. And once you do, it's the same process backwards to save it from the cloud to your computer. That's the hardest thing on there. But if you need an SPS program, we have one for you. And if you have a Mac computer or an Apple computer, you're probably going to have some kind of issues, because they all do. But here are some other Mac tips that might make it work. Usually it does. And if it doesn't, last call, just email the IT help desk. They might be able to help you. Okay.
How did you get to this page? So where is these links to SPSS?
You go to from the home page, from My Alliant Home, you go to Academic Support and Tutoring.
Yeah.
And then number 5 down, SPSS Online version 23.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. In fact, they're all right. They're all from this Academic Support and Tutoring page. And again, it works. I'll tell you that. It does work. So I almost forgot about my statistics Pictionary. Every statistical word I could think of, with a couple exceptions, because I thought of some new ones that are not in there. But they're right here. They're on this. There's like roughly 300 words with about 250 videos, and they are, hold on a second. There they are. So all the letters. So I don't know, let's pick M. So every statistical concept that starts with an M, definition, a lot of them have videos, examples. There's one of my tutors. She is now the manager of a giant hospital pain clinic because her statistics was so good. But everything, right? Every video, everything connected back to the Hawks where you can learn more on it. So that is a great resource. People that use it, they love it. The main thing, the complaint I hear is they don't know these things exist. Because we have such a turnover population, I mean, every year we get a whole new set of students who have never been exposed to these things. So that's why I'm kind of reaching out to the teachers to, put this in your syllabus or something and just say, watch the video, do this, da-da-da. All right. How we doing out there?
Good. This is really helpful. I didn't know that these things existed.
I know. And I'm trying to think of some mechanism that, when students come here, like on orientation day or something, or when new teachers get hired, this should be in their package, but I can't convince the right people. So we're going to just keep doing these until, I retire.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great. I mean, I came in last year and there wasn't much in terms of an orientation. And so this would be, getting to know about these resources would be really helpful because then we could disseminate them. So I'm glad to know about them now.
Yeah, good. And tell your students, okay, let me get back to this thing. All right, statistics. There's all the Hawks. And what's the next one? Okay, number 2 request, writing. We have to be careful here. A week doesn't go by that somebody sends us their entire dissertation and says, you know what, could you look this over for me? We have a one-word answer for that. No, go away. I mean, just, we're not editors. I keep telling people we're not editors. But we do have a ton of online resources. Online, so this is the Hawk Writing Center. This, again, is another Moodle. Give me a second. I'll flip over to that Moodle. And we've had a tremendous amount of work on these things by all of my tutors. So this one is about 8 years old, 9 years old. But every tutor I've ever had as a writing tutor, they go through it, and anything they know, they just add on to it. Here's, if you want to buy the book, this is where you would go. We have a plagiarism checker that any student can use. I mean, how cool is that? Through this Moodle. So if they want to check out their work before they turn it into the teacher, they can. Plain and simple. And there's a video tutorial on how to use it. So this is we try to push this. And we got formatting examples coming out our ears. Literally, we have all kinds of different formatting templates. We have a workshop by the amazing Emily. And it has like how to cite, the date thing. I'm not an APA guy. I'm a numbers guy. So this stuff is kind of over my head. But, all the different reporting styles, how to format statistical output, APA formatting for statistical results, general writing ideas, how to organize your dissertation. We found these very, very, very helpful websites from other schools. I got to admit, this Purdue Owls is amazing, and it's free. I love these guys. And we have a little tutor test on there if they want to be a tutor for us. We got some questions. Plus, it sharpens their skills. In-text citations, et cetera, et cetera. So anything to do with writing, go to the Writing Center Moodle. Kristin, do you guys got any tutors up there?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just the online resources.
I know, that's incredible to me because we used to have tutors at the San Francisco, Los Angeles. We had tutors everywhere at every campus. But they just kind of shriveled up and went away. I mean, it's really, really hard to find a statistics tutor that has time on their hands because they're all graduate students now with their internships and all that practicum stuff. So it's very rare that I can find a decent stats tutor and a writing tutor. Writing tutors are very hard to come by as well. But I've been trying chloroform. It seems to work very well.
But so with the students, can they, and you may be getting to this, but for the stats tutoring, I see how they access the writing tutoring through, Brain Fuse and the Writing Center. What about the stats tutoring?
Unfortunately, they don't do stats tutoring.
Okay.
At the level that we need it. We need advanced statistics tutoring. But you know what? I'm such a wonderful guy. If you know somebody that needs stats help with their dissertation, up until now, for the last 13 or 14 years, I've been saying no, 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 no. But I've become like the Rain Man. I'm really, really good at stats and the SPSS software. If their data isn't a total truck wreck, I can usually knock out this stuff within an hour. So what I'm telling people now is I will give anybody 1 hour worth of my time, and usually that's enough to run their test, write up their tests, and then put the student on the right path on what goes next in their dissertation, right? What to write up in their methodology. So if you know anybody that's to the point where they have data and they don't know what to do with it, go ahead and give them my name.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, I will very shortly have some students in that position. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, and so the statistics part is normally the hump for a dissertation. This is the thing that people they freak out about because they think they're going to die. But honestly, it's not that hard. It is not that hard. Just have them contact me, and I'll just give them the real quick. This is what you're going to do. Bam, bam, bam. This is what you're going to say. Bam, bam, bam. This is what you're going to write it up. And then I send them the stuff in Hawk to say, okay, learn all this stuff because that's what you're going to have to defend. If somebody's going to ask you a question, you got to know about the assumptions, how you check the assumptions, and all of that stuff that I just did. There's videos, there's resource materials, there's graphics, there's text, there's everything you need to study by to get you to the point where you can defend it yourself. Period. So I like it. The students seem to like it. So
great,
right.
Very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. APA formatting, again, it's all over the place. So let me show you a couple of the tidbits that we have, little special stuff. I didn't know where to put them. Everything that is aimed at the dissertation student is in the dissertation. Been a long week. Is in the dissertation toolbox, and that is a Moodle course. I didn't name it Hawk. I'm getting kind of tired of the name of Hawk. So, but again, they can go down and, or did I name it Hawk? Shoot, I'm gonna check. I might have named it the Hawk. These are other Hawks that we don't use anymore. Is there? There it is, right there. Right. It's Hawk 5, the dissertation toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to have a lot of repeat, right? The writing resources, but now the writing resources, we have a ton more stuff in here because it's all aimed at the dissertation student, like plagiarism, don't plagiarize, and a ton of more APA formatting. But we have the videos on there, right? I have had we at one time had a writing learning specialist. She's done a couple of real great videos that students love because it's like how to get started, how to write an introduction, how to go over your literature review. Hold on a second, you guys. But she's real airy. She's real friendly. She doesn't work here anymore. She's a great loss. We miss her terribly. Her name is Courtney. But then Emily does a great job too. You gotta watch Emily do her thing. But they're very enthusiastic about what they do. So, we try to get the students to watch all this stuff. And then we have formatting examples for dissertations. I just took these right off the Alliant website. So, and every school, every department should have an example dissertation for these guys to use as a guide, okay? And I found some other cool ones from other schools, not our schools, but that kind of thing. So quantitative, this is the same thing as all the Hawks with all the stats and more stats and more stats and the decision tree, which test you're going to use. You know what? Just ask me, I'll tell you. And again, online SPSS version, methodologies, videos, there's a ton of stuff in here. And in our librarian, who is the nicest guy you've ever met, his name is Scott, he has done several of these videos on how to look up your literature review. I mean, I didn't realize it was so complicated, but Scott made it look easy. I had no idea that Alliant had such an amazing amount of online resources. I mean, we are connected to everybody. So I would strongly recommend that, before you start your dissertation, you start reading, you start watching the videos by the librarian. And then Erin up there in your way, she put together a real excellent PDF on how to start your literature review. And okay, down here, qualitative. Not everybody does quantitative. I realize that. So we have two different qualitative dissertation reviews, one by Dr. Miller, that was about 5 years ago, outstanding. And then we had one last year by Dr. Nino, again, outstanding. So if you have anybody that's doing a qualitative, send them here. Have them watch both videos. Have them look at Dr. Nino's dissertation PowerPoint. It's just very, very well put together, very inspiring. And I think the last thing that I'm going to show you is Qualtrics. So if these guys are going to make a survey, they get a free Qualtrics account from Alliant. Here's the directions on how to do it. And here's a couple of videos on the basics of Qualtrics, how to get started on your survey. And here's a little bit of something fancy, how to kick people out of your survey legally, right? The last page survey, that can be kind of tricky. There are some moves on Qualtrics that are not quite easy, but once I figure them out, I make a video. And Excel, oh, dang it. Excel, big believer in Excel, got a ton of tutorials, makes the greatest charts and graphs, much better than SPSS, I believe. And then IRB. So if they have not been through the IRB yet, we made a video about a year and a half ago, me and Hiroko, and it's about, about an hour long, and it is complicated. I thought stats was complicated, but this IRB board is complicated, but we have a video that walks them through the very, very basics, okay? Now, some of the things may have changed, but overall, it's still a good resource for what these guys can expect, okay? So have them watch this at least more than once. And last thing is ABD students, all but dissertation students. That's what that bugs me personally. That's a student that has finished all the coursework but hasn't finished your dissertation, and that's why we're here. We're trying to, whatever you guys need, we're going to try to get you through this ASAP, because time is money, and we don't, I personally don't like to see anybody wasting money. So, if you need somebody to call you up every day, I will be that person, or one of my tutors will call them up and say, get to work. So, and this is the one I did last time, demystifying dissertations. Anytime we do these online things like we're doing now, I usually record them, cut out all the repeat stuff or the stuff that shouldn't be in there, and then they're like 30 minutes long, and I put them up there. So, like this one is trying to make a realistic plan with benchmarks and milestones, that kind of stuff. I made a task and objective schedules for dissertation students and board members, right? And another video. But again, that's all in the dissertation toolbox. Love that picture. I like yellow. I'm a big yellow man. All right, I think we're winding down. Let me get back to the PowerPoint. And slideshow. Where's my damn there? Oh, this is from current slide. But moving on. Brain Fuse again. Good for classroom work, not so good for dissertation work. That might change, right? That might change. We buy a set number of hours twice a year it's a pretty good chunk of money. But we don't want somebody to send a 150, 200 page paper, because that'll eat up 30% of everybody's usage on one person. We're trying to be as fair as possible. We want everybody to have a fair share of accessibility. Therefore, we're holding off on the dissertations for now. But again, that might change. But it's a really good service. Everybody uses it, loves it. So, and we're talking now about paid editors. We have a list of paid editors. I have one for San Diego editors, and Stephanie sent me one for the Los Angeles paid editors. So now we got a pretty healthy list with about 10 or 15 professional writing editors and one statistic editor on it as well. So again, I know a lot of people do that. I'm not against it, right? It's like turning in something to make sure that you didn't, crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's. But I have a list if you need one. So the best dissertation is a done dissertation, period. All right, we're almost done. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How do the students access all of these resources online?
So I can answer that. Well, it seems I was actually slightly confused by this, but it seems like there's two ways, depending on what they want to access. But there's the way to access it through my Alliant, the academic support and tutoring main page, and then also through Moodle.
That's the one. Yeah. Either way, right. If they're familiar with Moodle, bam, just set them loose on Moodle. Good. That's
okay.
Perfect.
So are all of the resources on both? I just wanted to double check, or is it some on one and
almost everything is on the Moodle.
Okay.
Because for some reason, Alliant didn't let me put my movies on their servers. I don't quite understand that, and that has been a matter of content or discontent for the longest years. But about 3 years ago, I just kind of gave up. I host everything on YouTube, and I'm not in love with YouTube, but every time Alliant upgrades their Moodle, I don't have to go in there and reset all the codes for 375 videos, and they always work. But they do put commercials on my videos without my permission, but as long as they work, I figure, And there again is my front page. I can't remember why I put that up there, but I think we're just about finished here. So any questions, hit me, anything.
So it seems best then to send students right to the Moodle page, and then they can just add that onto their kind of like list of classes.
Correct. So Kristin, are you? So we have teachers that have dissertation support groups or something where they meet with students about once a month. Are you doing something like that, or?
I meet with my students individually, so I have like 6 students that I am the chair for their dissertation, and I meet with them individually, typically on a weekly basis. I like to touch base, but if they're like waiting for their IRB approval or something like that, we might go a couple of weeks, but I try to meet with them weekly.
Okay, so you're perfect. You're exactly the person I need to talk to. I need to figure out a way to let everybody who's on a board know about this stuff, because I still to this day I get calls from professors and they didn't even know about this. So is there like a dissertation board, bulletin board or something?
No, I mean, it's all just individual professors. So, each student chooses 3 professors, one to be their chair, and then 2 more to be on their committee or their board. But It's really just about reaching all of the faculty members so that they're aware that these resources exist.
Well, all right. So since you now are my favorite professor at the Alliant campus, I think you're the only one I really have ever talked to on any lengthy basis. I want you to ask your students, just say, look, you got any stats questions? Send them my email, and just we'll make it fun. Just say, Kristin sent me. That will be their secret code, and I'll do whatever they want me to do in statistics.
Awesome. You don't know how much that will be of use.
I am here to help these guys through their statistics. So, and again, I want to remove that hump, that hill. It's not as hard as everybody thinks it is. So I'm to the point now where I just whip through it. I do it for them, but then I send them the material that they have to learn to defend it. So hopefully they will learn that way, right? We're working it backwards. I do it for them first. They learn it second. So, that's
as long as they, I always tell them, because they'll hire like outside stats help and things. And I just say, as long as you're working closely with them and you fully understand what's going on, because that's what you're going to need to be able to do in order to graduate. So
exactly right. They got to know it, right? They got to know it. So, and the way I teach it on my videos, it's very non-threatening. You probably picked up I'm kind of a goof, but the students like it, and it's it's real basic, real easy to follow. Especially the video, you can watch it 10 times if you want, and so.
Right, and I think this will be helpful for faculty too. I mean, I know that I have statistics questions while I'm working on my research, and I got pulled into an office yesterday from a faculty member who was asking research statistics questions, and so I think everyone could use the help.
Yeah, I am here for you. So, and that's where it gets interesting. I got to admit, going through the classwork, it's all fine and good, but I've been doing it so long, I know everything these teachers are going to teach, right? They've been teaching the same thing for a long time, which is good. I mean, they're excellent teachers, but I like the research in now. So, like with Mohammed, who I was working with, he's from Jordan. I mean, whatever he did, it was bulletproof. It was amazing. His outcomes were practically perfect. So that's the part of things that's actually getting my interest these days. So if you got any kind of research questions, statistically, you just, ask me or send me data. Send me
Great.
Data. Love them numbers. Anything else? Jingmin, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Professor, I have a question here. Do you know any plagiarism check tool?
Yes.
Where I can check the plagiarism?
Yes, I'm going to send you the link. Use the turnitin.com function.
Oh.
I'll send you the link. There's a little video on how to work it and everything. But you submit your paper there, and it'll do a plagiarism check for you. And the video even shows you how to interpret the outcome.
Oh, got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Jingmin. All right, well, that is all that I got for now, and I want to thank you guys for showing up. And again, Kristin, whatever you want me to do with your students, just let me know, and I'll take care of it.
Fabulous.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. I'm signing off, and you guys have a wonderful week.
Okay.
All right. Ciao, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.